Guess who's back? Like we never left. All right, folks. You gotta get a little Beastie Boys in your life to feel alive. Man, you know what I think sometimes? Like I listen to some oldies, like The Doors, the Beastie Boys, Led Zeppelin. I don't know, so many of the old good hits, AC/DC, Guns N' Roses. Dude, back in the day, I mean, they did some music really, really well. I mean, not to say that today isn't has some good jams, but geez Louise, there's a lot of just I guess like everyone's learning from each other, and you kind of like take bits and pieces from what came before you, but those guys really kicked ass back in the day, man. Right? I mean, I know I don't listen to it too much, and I bring it up here on the podcast every now and then. Do you listen to oldies every now and then, Brandon? Do you?
I do. I love me a good oldie, bro.
Good
It's like
oldie, bro.
it's like also it's not even it's sometimes it's not even about the music. It's about where you were when you heard that song. It's about like
Sure.
being back in the day. Like a lot of I listen to a lot
Amen.
of like old R&B and like stuff that I listened to when I was in the car with my parents, and it's just relaxing. It brings you back to when you don't have to like worry about anything. You know what I mean? You're just
Straight
chilling.
up.
You're just
Straight up.
music. Just vibing.
Yeah, yeah. To be a kid again, right? Where you just the worst thing in the world was not getting ice cream on the way home or some shit.
Yeah.
Like you could have the best day ever, and your parents said no to that food, and you'd be like, "You motherfuckers," you know?
Motherfucker.
You motherfucker. Okay, random question, Brandon. Without taking the charges out of it, if you were being drafted to a team right now to play quarterback, who would you want to play quarterback for? If you took out your favorite team, obviously.
To play quarterback for?
Yeah, who would you want to play quarterback for currently? Who would you want to throw the football to, Brandon?
I'm gonna go with maybe like a out there kind of team, but I'm gonna say the Atlanta Falcons.
Why?
Atlanta Falcons, Atlanta, nice city.
Okay.
They've never. I want to be the guy to bring them the first Super Bowl. The Falcons
Oh
haven't won a Super
Christ.
Bowl, am I right?
I don't know if they
I
did.
don't.
It was
I don't
when God was alive.
yeah. I don't think they have. So I mean, I want to be that first team. They got a nice young core there, and I would like to
Mm-hmm.
be that guy to get Atlanta
Yeah.
going. And I'm on the NFC easy path. All I gotta do is be the 49ers or the Eagles in the fucking playoffs, and I'm fucking in a Super Bowl. Easy, bro. Easy. I got an offensive minded head coach on my team.
I love your
Got
spirit.
got a solid defense. Fuck it, bro.
You
Why
know who
not?
I would love to be? I would love to be on the Miami Dolphins. First of all, Miami, hello.
Ooh.
And then you got McDaniel as your coach. You both be ripping fucking vape or pens
Let,
together in the huddle. He'll hit the wax pen, be like, "What you think about this play?" You'll be like, "I think it's great." You know what I'm saying? Like it'd be phenomenal. And then you just got the Cheetah and Waddle just fucking burning down the sidelines. Like you got no worries up there in Miami.
T, let's be honest. You could
Uh,
probably play quarterback for the Dolphins right now.
currently, I could probably walk on
Like what they do is they throw like if you can throw a
5 yard out.
10-yard pass,
Yeah,
they're gonna do the rest for you. Waddle and Tyreek, bro. That's all you gotta
honestly.
do.
I mean, it's not a bad thing though. You know, you just make sure you get the ball there and don't fuck it up, young one. Like, okay, you got it, sir. Sorry. Imagine, I mean, just real quick before we get into this, this is a little bit of a rant before we obviously get into our segment here. But imagine the pressure of being an NFL quarterback. I mean, in the grand scheme of life, when you're buried and gone, and they say, "What'd you do with your life?" You said, "I threw a fucking football around in front of thousands of people." Like, it might not be, it's like you didn't save kids from wells, you didn't build house for the pygmy, right? Like you didn't do that. Okay, we get it. You threw the football and you made people happy, but the pressure of being an NFL quarterback at the age these young men are is got to be one of the most pressure packed jobs there is, and in all of America, right?
100%. I
Is there
feel like.
any other position in the world where you're not only being televised and watched, but you're like there's commercials around you, and then there's people who make a living talking about you. Look
Yeah,
at the
it's
fuck.
like people that are actually one would just crack under the pressure of
Yes,
being in front of that many people, and two, there's people
yes,
who are actually very talented,
yes.
but because of the pressure of being all those people around you and all eyes on you, still can't
Can't get
perform.
through it, right?
It's just like it's definitely not easy.
It's a special breed of person to just be able to show up in front of like thousands of fans and just ball out, right? So,
Yeah.
um, well, praise God and amen, folks. We're getting on to this shit. We're moving on to the NFC North here and the over under of their wins. And I'm going to pull up here the trusty Yard Barker. They've done us so well. First up on the list is the Detroit Lions. Their over under is listed at 9.5 wins. Over is 105. Over is minus 105. Under is minus 115. So I feel like that's a good number, but we can go through their schedule. Obviously, coming off of last year and some of what Dan Campbell's done, and really some good play from Jared Goff, if I would say so. I know you're a big fucking fan over there, Brandon, but that team is looking much better than the old Lions of old. But what do we think? What do we think of initial gut reaction? We're over 9.5 or under before we start going through this.
Oh,
I mean, it's going to be right there. It's going to be right there. Look how
I
they
think
start.
from looking at their schedule, it's gonna be
A little bit fun.
It's gonna be a rodeo.
It's going to be a fucking rodeo.
It's gonna be an
Well,
up and down.
why don't we get into it then, Brandon? Why don't we do that then, huh?
Let's get into it. I think
Okay.
looking at their schedule, it's harder than I thought.
Yeah. Week 1 at KC. L
for sure.
L for sure. I love your face. L for sure. L for sure. Okay, and then you come home and you play Seattle. You could win, but do you win?
Yeah, this is like another like 50-50 game for me. Like I don't know.
Fuck, man. I think because they come home, I think they get it.
Yeah.
Okay, they stay home. They play Atlanta. I think they win again.
Yeah.
And you go on the road to Green Bay. I feel like this is one where Green Bay could sneak one or no.
Yeah.
It's early.
Yeah, it's early. I think.
I think Detroit wins this.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Okay, Detroit beats them too, so now they're 3-1, looking fucking good. They go pack home against Carolina. Do they give up the marbles here a little bit?
I think they take care of the teams they're supposed to beat.
Okay.
Because there's some on here that are going to be taking care of them. So
they're going to get 2 dubs in a row here.
Yeah, I think so. Or this is.
Huh?
I'm sorry. Did we have we have them losing to the Seahawks, right? I'm just tracking it, making sure I'm tracking it right.
Hold on.
Yeah, we had them losing to Seahawks. Yeah.
Okay, so 2 losses in a row.
Oh yeah. Their first and second, yeah.
Okay, so they lose the first. I thought we said they beat them, but
I'm sorry. No, yeah, you did. I'm trying to catch up because I didn't write the W's and L's on it. So yeah, you did say they win that. I'm with you. All right, we're caught up now.
We're good. Okay, cool. So they go there. They lose KC and then they dub, win, and then they go week 7 against Baltimore. They get their ass kicked.
Yeah, and you get brought back down to earth.
Yeah, and I think they just after playing a rough Baltimore team, they lose again to the Raiders
at Ford Field.
Or you think they win? Do they just they only? I feel like they could win, right? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, they win at home.
Yeah.
Raiders, right?
Yeah, Raiders should be dog meat.
Well, right before the bye, and then they go to the Chargers. Chargers, they're gonna win. I think Chargers beat them.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then they come home against Chicago. I think Chicago
wins.
Yeah, I think Chicago wins too. And at this point, does Green Bay get some redemption here? Or do they get swept? I think they might get swept first year with Jordan Love.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that.
Yeah, they lose. So this is a W for the Lions. And then week 13, they go to New Orleans, and I think New Orleans will beat them.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I think they beat Chicago in the Windy City. It's a close one, a grinder. And they lose to Denver. Denver will be good by this point in the season, folks, week 15.
Yeah.
They'll beat Minnesota because Minnesota will be dog shit by week 16, I think.
Hopefully.
Week 17, they lose to the Cowboys at AT&T week 17.
Yeah.
And did the Vikings get a little bit of redemption here, or are they going to get swept?
I think the Vikings will get one on them.
I think they get one. Yeah, they still have a good team. So do you think they get at home or on the road?
Probably more likely for them to
At home.
win, for Vikings to win at home, but
Yeah, so they get the W here. So they lose back to back Denver and to Minnesota. And then so they go a little 3 streak here. Lose to Denver, lose to Minnesota, lose to Dallas, and then they finish the year with a W at Minnesota. So what do we got them at?
okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
What do we got?
9.
Right at the 9, huh?
Let me just double check this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah.
What do we see? That is one where
this is one where I would probably lean the under just because there's teams where in that first 4 that they win or first 5 they could win, they could easily drop one of those.
True. Because we have them going on a win streak there for a minute.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I could also see them getting swept by the Bears. I could see them sweeping the Bears. So it's like a lot of like.
I can see it. Yeah, we had them sweeping Green Bay.
I could see them going like 5-1 in their conference, to be honest. But I could also see them going like fucking 3-3.
Exactly, dude. So this is what we're talking about here, folks. They're not a fully baked cake yet. Okay, if you want to go baking terms, we're a baking show now. They're not fully baked. You took them out too soon. We got to see. And I am a prove it, please, sir, Mr. Jared Goff. I need more. Mas, por favor. Please. I need mas. Okay, we're moving on. Minnesota Vikings, you're lined at 8.5 wins. Over is -130. Under is +110. This is one where if you take a bold stance, you could win some money on the Minnesota Vikings just winning 8 or less games. For real, I really do think this could be a bad season for Minnesota. I know my brother, sweet and dear to my heart, he loves the Minnesota Vikings, but I don't know about them this year, little bro. I'm telling you, okay? So, Brandon, let's move on to their schedule unless you want to pause me to read anything that you see here. Are you good? You good?
Let's move on.
Hey, let's move on. Okay, here we go. Minnesota Vikings, who do you play? Let's see. Okay. Regular season, week 1, you get a softball. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You come out, you get a W at home.
Everyone's like, "Oh my God, same old Vikings! This is our year. Let's go!"
Look at Jay Jettas going off. Jay Jettas, exactly. And then you come to Philly. Dun dun dun, and you get stomped on. Dun 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 dun. Okay, Eagles ride on you.
They get bodied like they got last year in the beginning of the year by the Eagles.
Exactly. Wasn't like almost the same week too? Like, and the same thing happened. Like week 1, the Minnesota Vikings played Green Bay the week before. Justin Jefferson like broke records. That fucking game just was going ham. Then you come against big play Slay and you get shut down.
Picked off, bro. Picked off to the moon.
Picked off to the moon. Okay, so then you lose to Philly. And then you play the Chargers and you lose to the Chargers. I think the Chargers are going to look real good, especially early on in the season.
Yeah, when everyone's healthy.
There you go. That's why I said that. Week 4, play Carolina. You lose, right?
Yeah, I mean.
No, sorry. You win. I meant win. Okay. My apologies.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
KC. L. At Chicago. What do we think? L. Okay.
L.
San Fran. L. At Green Bay. W. They beat Green Bay. In Green Bay. No. I'm giving them a W here. I think they've always played really well against Green Bay. This will tell me a lot about them. Not at least them, at least that rivalry against Jair Alexander and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna give them a W here.
I'm with you on that.
At Atlanta, this is gonna be a close game. I think Atlanta could be pretty good here if they figure out Ritter shit a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
So L?
Yeah, I kind of lean L too.
Yeah. I think Atlanta beats them. Okay. Week 10, Saints. at home against the Saints. Just because they're at home.
Yeah, this will be a close, like boring game. I feel like.
Yeah, you know what? The Saints probably win.
Yeah.
L for the Vikings. At the Broncos, go mile high. And they got Patrick Surtain against Justin Jefferson.
That's an L.
That's an L. And then they get Chicago at home, which is a W because they're going to split that, I think, still.
Yeah.
Then they get the bye. They probably could have used it earlier, but thank God. Week 14, Vegas at Vegas. They could lose this game very easily, but
Yeah.
do we give them a W?
I think we give them a W.
All right, because they lose to Cincinnati the next week for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And then they play Detroit, and we had them beating Detroit the first week, right? The first one because they are at home.
Yes.
And then they lose to Green Bay because Green Bay's not going to lose 2 to them.
Yes.
And then
the Lions again.
And then they lose to the Lions again. And they lose the Lions.
All right, so we got
What do we got there, Brandon?
1, 2, 3,
Keeper
4,
of
5,
stats.
6. 6 wins?
No fucking way. That's it.
Yeah, 6.
Well, go run to the ticket booth. I think that's a fair number. We could have given them a couple more wins, but they're not getting 9 wins.
Yeah, I don't think they're getting 9. They might not get 6, but I don't think they're getting over 9.
So, Brandon, we should make this. Can we make? I wish our betting site had that up ready.
We can. It's up now.
Should we make this bet live on air right now? Maybe we should think about it a bit. Maybe we should think about it just a bit.
If I'm gonna do a couple like over unders for the season, and this is not one of the teams I plan on doing.
What we need to do, folks, and what we are going to do is before the season really kicks off and we have a pool of information, because there's obviously injuries that are still going to come out. We're going to make we're going to do our 2 favorite bets preseason, like teams to, like we're talking about here, over under wins. And then we'll put that live and we'll make those bets live. All right? How's that sound, Brandon?
I love it.
When it gets closer. So we just went through the Minnesota Vikings. Let's move on. What do we got next here in this article? Yard Barker, thank you for guiding us through these treacherous waters. Okay, here we go. Green Bay Packers, you're lined at 7.5 wins. Over is 105, minus 105. Under is minus 115. Year one of Jordan Love, brother. What do we think here? Will the experiment work? Will there be love in fucking Green Bay, or will there be a little bit of hate? I think there could be a good amount of hate in Green Bay, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think people are gonna hate on him, but I think this is gonna be. I think this is one of the win totals that the line is set perfectly. I think
7.5.
Yeah, I think that's like perfect.
That's a good number. And the under, they're making you pay for it. So they're telling you, hey, we think that Green Bay could be also pretty bad.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, we'll see here. Okay. They're going to Chicago week 1, and they probably lose week 1.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
But here's the thing. Let's think about this real quick. We're not going to do this for every game, but week 1, just at least week 1, okay? They're going to have all their horses. They're going to have Christian Watson, the Aaron Jones, Dylan, Jordan Love's going to be there. They're going to have who's their other one? Oh God, on the receiver, the young guy,
Romeo Dobbs.
Romeo Dobbs. And think about really what Chicago. They're going to still be fairly new with who they're having. So this will be a close game, but I just think I guess because it's what year is this year 4 now for Justin, or is this year 3? Fields.
I think this is year 3 for him.
Okay, so this is where he should pop. So let's just, for the fucking sake of it, we're going to give it to Chicago. L for week 1. Week 2, what do we think here? Another L?
Mercedes-Benz, yeah, I believe that's another L.
That's another L. Week 3, you come home against New Orleans. That's a tough team to beat, dude. They're probably gonna lose.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then what do we have here for Detroit? Did we have Detroit beating them? Week 4?
We have them beat them, yeah.
Detroit wins, or
Yeah, Detroit wins. Yeah,
So that's 0-4, and that makes sense. Week 5 at Vegas, do they get their first dub?
I think so. They gotta.
They have to, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, mercy dub against Vegas. Week 6, probably a good bye week. Come out the bye. Denver Broncos at Broncos. Do we get a sneaky dub here, or are we losing here again?
I think you're losing.
Yeah. Losing here again. Okay. Minnesota Vikings. I said that Minnesota beats them here, so you lose to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you play the Rams week 9 at home.
I think they beat the Rams.
I think you could beat the Rams. It depends on where they're at, and how good the Rams look with.
Depends if Stafford's still healthy.
Right, because that's a ways into the season at that point for that old man. So do you want to give him a mercy dub?
Yeah, give him mercy dub.
Week 10 at Pittsburgh.
I want to say mercy dub. I don't know. There's yeah.
I guess we can give him mercy dub.
Give him a mercy dub because they're gonna beat one of these next like 4 teams or 5 teams they plays.
Yeah.
Or 4 teams.
Mercy dub. Do they beat the Chargers too in Lambeau?
He might.
Chargers probably beat them. The Chargers probably need it at that point.
I think they will too. I think the Chargers will win.
Yeah. So then what do we have here for Detroit week 12?
We haven't sweeping them. We have the Lions sweeping the Packers.
Yeah, makes sense. L there. Kansas City, probably another L.
Yeah.
Add the Giants. Giants probably going to need it around that time of the year. Probably another L.
Yeah.
And they probably, I guess they beat Tampa because they're in Lambeau.
Yeah, Bucks. I give them the next 2. No, I give them the next 3. They won the next 3.
Do we have that with Minnesota, though?
Let's see.
Week 17?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah?
Yeah, we do.
So we have them winning?
Yeah, we have them winning.
Okay, do they finish the year with a win against Chicago? Or Chicago sweep them?
We haven't done the Bears yet.
For 18. I know, but what are we thinking?
I think Packers will win this game.
Because it's at home.
Yeah.
End the year out. Some fucking dignity.
I think Jordan Love will be. I think that the back, like, even though they lose a lot, it's like
because they're gonna
the back third of the season. I think Jordan Love's gonna start improving.
Because he'll get Tampa, he'll get Carolina, he'll get Minnesota, and then he'll finish off with Chicago.
Get his confidence up. I think he'll be good by. Yeah. I think they win that last game.
Okay, what do we got him at, Brandon?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So, like we said, 7.5. It's right there.
Yeah.
It's right there. You're gonna pay a little bit for it, and they know that this is gonna be a little bit of a rough season because, like we saw, like that's not an easy schedule, and the North is never easy either. I mean, the only team that you really want to look out for in terms of getting your ass beat handily is again like Chicago. Chicago could come out and beat you at home last game of the year if they fucking need it. So watch out, Green Bay. Let's finish it out here, Brandon. Let's go on to Chicago. Let's see what we got the line got them lined at. They also got their shit lined at 7.5. Over is -135. A little bit different here. Under is +115. They also see that Chicago's got some upside. They might have lined them at the same numbers as Packers, but as you can see here, Packers are -105 and under is -115. And over here is over is -135 and under is +115. So Chicago's got a little more love on their side. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Schedule time. Let's do it. We should have all the games already from the other teams. There's the last team, so there's those games against the division teams should be a breeze here, folks. Preseason, we don't care. Regular season, week 1, what do we got here? They beat them.
Yes,
they beat Green Bay Packers. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. Then they go and they beat Tampa at Tampa.
Yep.
Feeling pretty good. Then they give Kansas City a scare, but Kansas City beats them in KC.
They blow out the Chiefs by 20 because the Chiefs are dog shit.
Dog shit. If you're listening to this, if your ears can hear my voice, the Chiefs are dog shit, but they still beat the
Yeah, Chiefs win.
Okay, week 3. Yeah, they lose. So 0-2. They were 2-0, and they had a little loss here. So week 4, Denver Broncos. Do they lose again, Brandon, or do they win because it's so new for the Broncos?
No, they'll lose.
L. Okay, little L to the Broncos. Week 5 at the Commanders. This will be a fun one, but they beat the Commanders.
They'll eat a W.
Eat a W. Week eat a W. Week 6, Minnesota Vikings. What do we got?
They lose this game. So I mean, the Bears win this game.
Bears win. Okay, so we got a W there. And then week 7 against Vegas. I think Vegas could beat them early on. Or no, because we're not gonna have Jimmy G, huh?
Well, it's not confirmed yet. We don't know.
Oh gosh. So what do we think?
This is in Chicago too.
So Chicago wins.
Yeah, in October.
Yeah, in October when it's fucking kind of cold. Yeah, they win. Get them a hoagie. All right, then they go on the road, a little nicer, to LA, and they play the Chargers. This is gonna be a fun game, Brandon. I'm gonna let you choose here. What do we think?
Sunday Night Football. Herbie ain't losing, bro.
Herbie, what do we got here? It's what? It's. Oh, it is Sunday Night Football.
Sunday Night
Okay, yeah.
Football.
If
I
one thing,
I might be going to this game, baby.
he might be going to this game, and if there's one thing you need to know as a bettor and as just as a friend of the podcast, if it's a primetime game and Herbs has got a jersey on, you want to bet on him. Okay. That's a L for them right there.
Yeah.
Okay, then you go to New Orleans. Probably another L.
Yeah.
Then you play at home against Carolina, and because you're at home, I'm giving you the W here.
Yeah.
Week 11, Detroit. What do we got? What do we have? Detroit winning week 11 or losing? I think they have them beating them, right?
No, we have them losing this game. So the Bears win this game.
So Bears win. Okay. Yeah. Bears W against Detroit, week 11. At the Vikings. What did we have the Vikings? We just had them. Thank you for doing all this, Brandon, by the way.
Bears lose this game.
Bears lose this game. So they beat the Detroit Lions and they lose to the Vikings in week 13, a breather, and then they play Detroit again. What do we got?
And they lose this one.
And then they lose this one. Okay. And then they at week 15, week 15 at the Cleveland Browns.
So all depends on Deshaun, but I think they lose this game.
Yeah, I'm with you there, brother. All right. Then they get a softball and they get Arizona and they win. And they beat Arizona week 16. But hey, one thing to think about here, Kyler could be back. Yes or no by week 16. If it depends on honestly if they're even fucking breathing at that point.
He could be back, but I don't think it matters. Honestly, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, probably right. Okay, so they beat the Cards. Week 17 against Atlanta. What do we got?
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
So late in the season, there's so many different variables that could happen.
This is December football in Chicago. Atlanta Falcons like to run the football. Will they be running it as well near the end of the season? This can be an L for them.
I'm with you on that.
All right, and then what do we have with the Green Bay Packers?
Yeah, the Packers beat in the last game.
Okay. So what is that? Over 7 or is it right? I feel like it's under.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wins.
Boom. Okay. Right over.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could see them hitting this over on win totals, but I see them maybe losing those last 2 games and missing the playoffs.
And just because that's still a losing record now with the extra game. 8 and 9.
Maybe in the NFC, but yeah, it could definitely. You can maybe make the playoffs, but you're more likely to not make the playoffs. I think with 8 wins.
Yeah, no. You're there's not, especially, dude. There's gonna be a lot better teams. I feel like. Well, there's also gonna be some teams that we think that who are gonna be decent, who might just be like trash, So we'll see. So I'm gonna pull up like I always do the ending division odds right now, so you can see what's going on, at least from the betting standpoint. When you look at here, okay, cool. We're looking at the Lions leading it at the best. You can find it as FanDuel plus 145. Vikings running a second place there. Best you can find it is Caesar Sportsbook plus 330. Bears come in third place. Best you can find them at is DraftKings plus 425, and Packers, if you want them, you can find them on DraftKings also plus 475. This one, I don't feel comfortable putting my money on fucking anybody. Honestly, I mean,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like you want to put money on Detroit, but dude, you could
yeah.
get burned,
Nothing is like pops out juicy enough to me. You know what I
right?
mean? Nothing pops out to me.
This one's gonna be one of the more meh divisions next year.
Yeah,
You remember that year when it was like the NFC least, and they kept fucking calling the NFC East the NFC least when they like all their teams were just trash. I think one of the, I think it might have been the Cowboys. Someone made it into the playoffs that year
with a
with a
losing
losing
record.
record.
Yeah, I remember that.
This could be the same fucking shit here.
Yeah,
You know?
I feel like I know what you're talking about. It was the Commanders
Okay, there you go. Yes, there you go.
or
There
the
you go.
Washington football team.
Yes. Okay, so tread lightly with this one. I wouldn't tell you. I wouldn't scream go bet on Lions, but currently where we sit currently, yeah, makes the most sense. But let's talk in September. Let's talk in when it gets real close after we've heard everything that goes through the training camps.
Exactly.
You know,
Find out where all the free agents that are shut there will land. It's gonna change our opinions on things.
we got time, baby. We got time. We got 70 days. I'll keep us on track
That's
in
only like
terms of time.
it's roughly like 2 months, folks. 2 months roughly. 2
Look at that.
months.
That's not. It's just two. There was like five on my hands at one point. It's just two now. Okay. Brandon, you got anything else to say before we ride out here? Anything we want to just ramble on to? Are we good here?
I think we're good, man. Just survive.
Survive.
If you're thinking about betting baseball, don't. And put it in a fund that says NFL season. That's what I'm gonna start doing.
That might make you feel better. Just label a really good looking bucket, or maybe get yourself one of them fancy, I don't know, one of those fancy football looking jewelry cases that says, and you can just label it football fund and just put in parentheses. Every time you feel like betting baseball, store me, find me.
Do I want to bet on some sorry ass pitchers who just came out of the double A's? Or do I want to bet on fucking Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes going out at Sunday Night Football?
Thank you.
You tell me.
You tell me. You tell me how you want to spend your time sitting on your fucking ass, watching your money go and
That's the
burn.
worst thing about baseball. Baseball, you can't. I don't even enjoy watching the bet. I have to just
Exactly.
watch the score, bro.
At
I
that
can't
point, you're
watch the bet.
degenerate. At that
Yeah.
point, you're degenerate. If you're just sitting there, you're just fucking literally tearing your eyeballs out to get through it, just because you know you have damn money on it. I got a number you should call. Well, fuck, man. Well, we'll ride out to this next week. We'll continue the series until we're done here. If you're listening and you want to hear us rant about one of the say it with your chest moments thing, give us one of the things you want us to dive into and do some research on. Okay, we'll get into it. I know Brandon will. Brandon loves doing that shit. Brandon, right, Brandon? Right.
Right.
All right, folks. Well, again, I've literally closed out the ride out music. So we have no ride out music besides me and Brandon doing a song and a dance. Little song and a dance. We're out. Peace out. Forever. No, I'm just kidding. We'll be back next week. All right, folks. See you next week. Until next time. Deuce.